Alright, so I'm making a open sign here and starting on the letters. And one thing I'm doing real quick here is I'm just gonna eyeball the letters because they're such large letters. It's a little easier to do that with these block style letters. Now, as usual, I always print out what I'm gonna put on here. Basically, I spell check everything and kind of get a visual format of what I'm trying to produce as well. Okay, so I'm taking this pencil, I'm just getting a drop on here, and then I'm just going like that and just kind of drawing little circles of red paint all over here, like little mistletoes. This is nice because yeah, I'm not good with paintbrushes at all, but a pencil, that's really easy to work with. So it's kind of just like drawing on the paint. You know, with the pencil, or you use some kind of tool with the paint, it doesn't have bristles going everywhere. It's a lot easier to control what's going on with the paint, because the bristles just jet everywhere and there's no control over it. And I don't know, I just don't even like to pick up paintbrushes. With stenciling, I guess I do okay, but generally I try to stay away from paintbrushes unless I'm doing like some kind of broad painting where like the entire thing has to be white. I can do that, so but yeah, so this is the idea. Okay, so I got kind of out of control with it and decided to draw all these little mistletoe berries everywhere. Okay, right here I decided to just use a Sharpie pen, felt tip pen, and just go ahead and draw in a little scarecrow, because there was no way I was going to be able to do that with a brush or anything else. And for the little brim of the hat, I used the paintbrush and put in a little red stripe, but luckily that worked out okay. Down here I'm doing the little until January 31st, and if you could see, like along here, I actually made a line and marked out and measured each space, and then put in the letters below to make sure that I didn't make any mistakes. And I actually did anyways, because I lined the U up right there, and then I put in a black T right over white paint, which is a disaster because I marked in the one next to it. I just wasn't thinking. I was able to grab a paper towel and just some water and just wipe that off real quick before it set in. So I didn't know that would come out, which was really awesome. Now, as always, I'm going to take a good clean eraser and just erase all these pencil marks, and they'll come right off. The other thing is, for these stencils, I'm just using a clear stencil sheet, and it works pretty good. You just kind of line it up on there and then just start blotting in. And you want to use a little fine tip brush, and you dip it in the paint, and then you really like wipe it on something and get it good and dry, because you want to blot and you want a dry brush blot this. Otherwise you get little leaks coming out of the corner, and if you smooth like this, you'll just smear it underneath the stencil and cause big old blotches. So you really have to blotch, and it's really got to be dry. Also, I use these apple barrel paints from Walmart, and they stay right on them, quick drying. And that's really important because this paint actually dries within about 30 seconds of applying it, so you can go really fast. Also, when you're done with this stencil, which I've used several times, you just take it under the sink and you just wash all this paint right off of it, and it'll just peel away. So it's no problem. If you're having a little trouble, you can use a little bit of soap too. As far as these cards, they're just gonna have to stay like that. There's no way to fix that, but you just keep using them and keep painting over and over with it. Okay, so this set of stencils I bought doesn't come with numbers, so I just used some pens and markers and just drew myself in some numbers, and it turned out pretty good. Okay, so to put construction today on here, I'm gonna have to mark out this whole thing. Basically, you gotta know that each one of these is an inch, and in between is a quarter, and you add all these up, the inches and the quarters, and you get 1475. And here you add up all the inches and a quarter, and you get 6 inches. So that's your distance from the center. There's my center marks. You also have to know that the middle comes right down this D, right in the center, and here it's at the space mark. So right here, I was able to split it right down the space, and here it splits right in the middle of the letter. And of course, these letters are an inch high, so, and because there's so much space, I put an inch before I start the next letter. So you only have to mark the bottom lines on each one of these, and then you're gonna put your letters coming all the way across here, and it should line up. And so I put an inch space and a quarter space, inch space and a quarter space, all the way across. And you just start at the center and you work your way out from there. There's 6 letters going out this way, 6 going out that way. Here there's 1 letter, and then I only had to do 2 out each direction. Okay, so there's the finished sign right there. And it turned out really good. I think I like it. And the pen and ink, you really can't tell the difference between that and the ink. And here's the other side, and all the pencil marks erased away really easy. Has a good lineup. Okay, so here I just printed out a footprint at 5 inches on high gloss photo paper because you need it to be nice and thick. And then I just put these little footprints on here so that you can tell that this whole thing is a step. And here's how the sign looks during the day. Looks really good.